All right, guys, bringing it back in. This is part 2 on Chris 68 Chevelle. Right now we got the box, fuse box mounted up. It's secured right now. It's not fully mounted. It's just secured so it can hold in place. I have to cut and move some wires because of the guy that did this, messed it up. It should have been nice, something like that, instead of all the wire just all messed up right now. But we're gonna fix all that. We're gonna put it where it goes, zip tie it, nice, clean it up, and then we're gonna take it back down and put loom on it, and that should be it for this harness. Then we move on to the next. We will move on to the probably the tail lights, because that will be easy, and then we move on to the engine harness and the light harness for the engine compartment, and that'll be it for this car. So let me start on this. I'm gonna run all the wire where they're supposed to go, and then zip tie them where they're supposed to be, and then we loom it. All right, I ran it how I want it to run, so I just gotta pull it back up and start the looming process. I'm gonna cut some ties off and leave the ties that, the elongated ones. These are the ones that I wanted to stay. This one has to make a loop back this way because the ignition is right here, the lighter's here, these are the radio stuff, and all these goes back. They go back to the shifter. They have to get headed going that way, come this way. So right now it's taking it all off, taking some zip ties off, re-zipping tight, making sure it's super tight, and loom it, and that'll be done for the interior. All right, there you have it. This is the under dash. We can start over here. You can say that's the top of the dash, this is the bottom of the dash, this is high beam. So the foot switch, that's the high beam, that's your cluster. This is everything under the dash, the fucking column. This is your brake switch, your column switches. I believe this is like the Dakota thing, and this is the same thing, but this is the factory one, and this is the aftermarket one. We're gonna use this aftermarket one. This is for your AC heater stuff, turn signals. This is your headlight switch, courtesy light switch. Yeah, courtesy lights is for the switch, the one for the door, pops on and off. This is your ignition switch, courtesy light, dash light, not courtesy light, but dash light. It turns on where dash. The radio and cigarette lighter, but he's gonna remove this one because he said he don't want to. He's not a smoker, but he has the charger type that looks like a cigarette lighter. That's another courtesy light, and these are for the console for the shifter. I didn't go all the way because they look like they're gonna have to be cut down and re-spliced with new connectors for where the console goes. So we left that just enough. And that's about it. But they give you 3 options when it comes to your the cluster. They give you the stock one, aftermarket one for like Autometer, Dakota and shit. What's the other option? I forgot the other option. I take a picture, I screenshot a picture of it when I get to it and add it to this video. The 3 options for the cluster, and that's about it. I was gonna throw it back in there and secure this shit, and that's it. All right, we are bringing it back from the last time we did the other dash, the loom, and the one going towards the rear. We reused some of the loom he had in the engine compartment, but that's everything already going where it's supposed to go. We just gotta fine-tune some stuff. All this gonna get tucked in here. You're gonna be able to see it. And there goes your the box. Just giving it enough slack. Just gotta put it a little bit that way. So right now I'm gonna start on the rear. I'm gonna start on this rear setup. The shit is, whoever did all this shit opened every single package. All the stuff is everywhere, and it's taking more than what I thought it was gonna take just to fucking do the wiring. So right now I got Fat Boy looking for every single connector piece that goes to the rear. We're gonna clean the rear end, all the trunk area. We're gonna clean it, have a vacuum, so we can start so I can go in there and start fucking making it nice. So we're gonna go that way, then up to the factory hook. The factory hook, we're gonna go this way to the back, bring it towards the tub, down. We're gonna feed it through, come this way, and then start connecting shit from here all the way this way. I think this is the hole for the fuel, the fucking backup lights. Should have one for the plate. We're gonna start doing all that shit. It looks like he already has some in there, look. Shit like that. But we're gonna finish the trunk. We're gonna finish the dash. I already started on the Dakota stuff, but I don't want to put the whole cluster in right now because it gets me a lot of working area right now. So I don't want to put the Dakota in right now. So I'm gonna finish the rear, come back into the front, and see if I finish the Dakota install and all that. And the last but not least gonna be all the engine stuff. That's where all the Mickey Mouse that we found. Over there I have to cut and elongate and splice and do a lot of shit, so that's gonna take more time. So we're just gonna focus on the rear right now, and then the Dakota, and then the front. All right, you can see the rear, that right there coiled up. It's for the third brake light and the ground. Everything is loom, going back here, going this way, back that way to the digital lights. Everything is with a connector. You can see the tail light right there. You can unplug them and remove this tail light. You can unplug it. And here is the fuel sender and the backup light right there. And if you keep going, that's the other backup light going to the digital lights again. Right there. I don't know if they're gonna beauty, you know, they put the beauty panels with the subs and all that stuff. They hide all this stuff. I don't know if he's going that route or what they're gonna do with the trunk, but they didn't get paint the trunk lid, so I guess they're gonna do the beauty thing on it. Right now Fat Boy is cleaning up. Trunk is already done. He just got to clean all this mess, give it a nice air down and a vacuum. And I still have to move on to the Dakota. Dakota's here, it's ready to get put on. but I need to finish the front first because we're gonna run some wires. We gotta run wires into the cabin here, and we gotta hide all these wires down there. I still gotta go to the front harness, start mocking the front harness in there, and see what if we have to cut, elongate, and or take some of the fucking Mickey Mouse shit they did to it. So I'm gonna start doing that now. All right, we started on the front. I'm gonna just lay the harness on it, zip tie it where I want it, finish the wiper motor stuff, start the headlight shit, and we're gonna start tucking all that shit in there, all the relays stuff, powers, all that shit gonna go inside that little crevice. He got the horns. The steering shaft was removed. I'm gonna show you a whole different video on how to do a steering shaft for it, all universal joints. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. He was just missing the back piece, but he brought it in today. So that video got paused, but it's a whole different video for that one. I'm just gonna start on the wiring right now. I want to complete the wiring so I can loom it, so I can set it and forget it. Then I'll move on to the steering shaft and make you a whole different video for that. So stay tuned, and there will be a whole different video for the master cylinder because he got the Willwood master cylinder. So we're gonna put that, bleed the brakes, and make a whole video for that one. And right now it's just completing this one, so I can finish this video and send it on his way so y'all can watch it, and then I can start on the other two. So I'll bring it in back once I set up. The thing is, we're gonna wrap the car in plastic right now, so then I can let's start laying the wire. I don't want the wire to start scratching shit because whoever did it's already got ends on it, and a lot of the ends are like that, so I don't want nothing to scratch the car. You can see the ends, so I gotta see what ends I gotta cut and what ends, you know, what wire I gotta elongate, what wire has to cut, what wire had to delete. So we're gonna start with that now. All right, bringing it back in. I got the wires installed. No, just installed. It just bolted onto the bulkhead, and that's the engine side right there. This is the headlight harness. I'm not worried about the engine side right now because that one's like, I pre-made it, so it's where I want it to be. I just gotta change the ends on it, and that's about it. What I was worried about more was the headlight harness, because that was the one with all the fucking Mickey Mouse, and we don't have enough blades, these blades, to make all 4 headlights. So what I'm gonna have to do is hardwire these. You can see where these connect to the original fucking headlight pigtail. So I'm gonna hardwire these into here like that, and from here it's gonna jump. It's gonna keep on jumping. Boom! It's gonna jump from here. This one's gonna connect here, but it's gonna jump to this one. This one is gonna jump all the way to this one. This one's gonna jump to this one. And that's how I'm gonna wire it up. So it's just gonna jump and boom. It's gonna jump from there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's gonna have all 4 low beams on at the same time. It's gonna have all high beams on at the same time. That's how I'm gonna wire it up. We did it before on Jay's IROC. I like having all 4 lights on at the same time. It looks better, and it looks, you know, for me it looks better. and it looks, you know, different to any other car, because these cars only the outer turns on low beam, and all four turn on high beam. But I like all four to be on. I was gonna wire it up like that anyways with the stock pigtail, but we don't have enough blades. So, and these are the better than the stock pigtail because they have ceramic insulation. Because if you know to this car, these shits melt when you put the wrong headlight, or if it does a fucking they melt. So we're gonna worry about this one later. I'm just gonna start wiring the headlights. This is the fuse box, the fuse relay box for it. It's gonna go in here tucked in here like so, and the battery goes here, so it's gonna hide all that. But of course it's gonna go all alone with connectors. That one's not ready to go in just yet. I still gotta run all the wiring from the engine, fans, fuel pump. Everything has to be wired, going in and coming back out through the tub, and it ends up right there. Fans has to go wired to the back, up the core support, and through the back. So let me just finish the wiring for the headlights and I'll bring it back in. All right, this is the front light harness. It's semi done because I still have to do those two on the passenger side, but they won't fit through the factory hole. See that right? They won't fit, so I have to do it on the car. So I have to run everything and then come and do it on the car. But that would be the last shit that goes on to the headlight harness. But it's all done. I just have to add those other two for the passenger side, and that's it. Then we move back onto the engine harness. I have to add a wire for the temp sensor and go all the way around. What else? Redo the harness for the light for the fans, because he has 2 into 1, and that's a no-no. We have to put each one needs a relay, not 2 into 1 relay. So that has to be done. The wiper has to be done, so we can finalize the engine harness, and that's about it. I'll bring it back once the headlight harness is fully done, and then we move on to the engine harness. All right, we finished the headlight harness yesterday. Right here, still not finalized in here because he's gonna switch headlights, and I don't know the wiring that the new headlights have. So right now it just has little plug and plays, just so right now it's so we can check everything works. Then when he fucking gets the headlights he wants, we can come in here and finalize everything and tuck everything away as a one group, something like that. Same shit for that side. The fuse box already ready to go in there with relays. Everything is new. Right now we're working on the engine side. Right now we're just trying to figure out the paperwork for the wiper, so we can get it correctly. Other than that, you can see you got your temp switch for the fans, the Dakota water sender. The oil comes out all the way to the front. Your alternator wires here. I'm not gonna plug it in because I don't want to feed that fucking right now, but it's there. Everything is going under to the tunnel. It's gonna come out the tunnel on that side. Everything goes to the fuse box. On that side is gonna be behind the battery, and that's it. So after I'm done here, the only thing is gonna be the fans to wire it up. Oh, we did the battery cables too. They're not they're not finalized, they're just hanging in there. But it has all brand new battery cable. It's a 4 gauge. What I use is a welding wire and battery cable. It's where is it at? Right here. Those damn spark plug cables. Well, there you go. This is nothing but copper in here. Very flexible instead of the thick ass copper ones that they don't flex for shit. I use that shit all the time, but I use a 6 gauge. We use 4 gauge on this one because I don't know the compression on that fucking motor, and I don't want the wires to heat up. But this one's running a 4 gauge. We usually use for 6 gauge on the LS. That's about it. I'll bring it back once everything is here and finalized and loomed. Alright, here you have it. This is the engine harness with the Dakota. This is what you have. That's the fucking firewall connector. That's the wipers, Dakota senders, temp sensor for the fans. That's for the alternator. It's now I'm gonna loom it, and then you're gonna see the after. This is the before, and then you're gonna see the after once it's all loomed. All right, bringing it back in. The harness is installed. You can see the engine harness. Alright, to the wiper, and then back over here. So all that is done. We just got to do the fence and the relay box. Have to go inside, do all the wiring, that the wires we pushed inside. So we got to do all that, and that should be it. This is still in the mock-up area. Once we finalize everything, battery cables get secured down, and that's it. We just still gotta bring everything from the inside out to here for the fuse box. Fuse box right there. And that's about it. So I'll bring it in once we finalize everything in the inside. Alright. See inside there? For the fuse box. Everything is already finalized in here. You just gotta do the master, steering, everything over here. Everything that way, from the shifter that way, is finalized. From that way, we just gotta come back this way, finalize everything, and put the Dakota in. Once we put the Dakota in, and that should be it. I'm gonna give you a preview of the headlights before we close this video down. Fat boy, let's try the rear tail lights. Let me see. I don't think that. Okay, turn them off again. Off? Yeah. There you go. Okay, on. Okay, step on the brake. Off. On. Huh? On. Off. Okay. Let me take you now to the headlights. Shut down the headlights. Okay, parking light. Headlight. High beam. Low beam. they're all supposed to turn on, but the headlights, I don't know what's wrong with them. I know those, Chris burnt them trying to wire it up the shit himself, but he burnt those two. But these, I don't know what's wrong with them. But he's getting brand new headlights, so that's why we didn't finalize the wiring and on the headlight buckets. So I'm gonna shut down the video here, and next video from this car will be the steering shaft. That'll be its own video. Yeah, I'm not gonna I'll probably make a video for the Willwood master cylinder, just how to install it, and that's it, and shut it down. Now I'm not gonna go in full detail how to bleed the brakes and all that shit on that video. Yeah, I should know how to bleed brakes by now. And once the last video will be when we go all around the car and showing everything. Once it's cleaned up, washed and everything, and the car's headed home, I'll make you another video for that. Once we done everything, the code installed, working and everything, headlights are working and shit, y'all saw that, and the tail lights, and that's about it. As you can see, no wires, they all tucked in there, everything is tucked. The fuse box, there's no relays hanging from fucking fenders. He's gonna take care of that. He's gonna go with a vintage air system later on. He's gonna take care of the firewall. I don't know why they didn't fucking nicely done it before they put the engine and, you know, the whole car would put it together. They should have took care of the firewall, but that's going backwards instead of forward. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one. See you in the next one.